So here we have a Jordan 2, and this one I picked up at the end of December 22, and basically for retail, and it's the men's version, and it's the white Varsity Red Chicago colorway. And getting them in hand, this is the first time I've owned a pair, and it's it's nice. It's a nice sneaker, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's not sort of wowing me, and I knew that to begin with, even before I bought it. It was one of those sneakers that I kind of looked at, but I just wanted to see them in hand because I never had a pair. And then afterwards they released a whole bunch of lows, and then for me, I'm more of a low person anyway, so this one is not going to be kept anyway, but at some point, I'll be selling it on, but at the moment it's just sitting on the shelf. But it's still a nice piece of history, and it's for Michael Jordan anyway, being his sort of first proper sort of signature silhouette without the swoosh. And you got the Wings logo as well, which appears on the Jordan 1 anyway. And I like the kind of this sort of snakeskin material that they have here, and I know they're going for sort of this Italian style upper premium kind of look. And I'm a big fan of like the heel counter, and the comfort level is not too bad on these. I won't say they're brilliant, but they're good enough, and they do feel quite comfortable, but not as comfortable as a Jordan 3. The leather quality is really nice on this as well, and I also like the insoles that they provide as well. It just adds a bit of added comfort. But it is quite sort of thick and sturdy on foot, I will say that, so you have to be careful of that. And what I also like about these, you get this little Wings logo sort of leaflet thing as well in the box, which is really nice, and that's like a nod back to the past, which is similar to the Jordan 3s as well. So having that in there really sort of reminds me as a kid. I used to look through the Jordan 4 one that I got, and this kind of gives you all the tech that's in there as well, so it's just a cool detail. And these are sort of, I suppose, comfort level similar to in between the Jordan 1 and the Jordan 3 really, and I would say they have the tech of a Jordan 1 and more the comfortability of a Jordan 3, but slightly on the firmer side. But it's not a bad sneaker. So here are the details for the Air Jordan 2 OG Chicago. It comes in a white, Varsity Red and black colourway. And these have a polyurethane midsole with a air unit in the heel. And it's made up of all leather materials. And the price was £170. So with the comfort and sizing, I think these are still on the sort of medium to firm side. I think they have a better arch support, and also your heel sits slightly elevated because of the way the midsole has been sort of constructed, so you sit slightly further up. And it's more chunkier than a Jordan 1 in my opinion, and also it does feel slightly more comfortable because of the fact they use a really nice insole in this version. And I think the wearing time for these is kind of around the 5 to 10 hours in my opinion, and I think once you sort of wear that in, the leather gets a bit softer, but just one of those things with these Jordan 2s, the outsole and the midsole sort of remains quite sort of firm and stiff anyway, so that doesn't really have too much sort of breaking. But your foot gets used to it after a while. And I think you can go true to size on these, but I tend to just go half size up because there's quite a lot of padding in the sneaker, so for me I just like that extra bit of space. And these are sort of similar to, I suppose, a Jordan 3 in my opinion, so they have a good grip for all types of weather really, and it sits quite flat on the ground as well, so it should be good. So with the look and style, I like the OG Chicago colour blocking on this one as well, but this one has more white versus the red on there. And it's one of those sort of sneakers that's quite sort of minimalistic, and it's more about the textures and the paneling of being in different sort of materials really. And this is a good sort of spring, summer and autumn trainer. I think you have to be careful when you wear it in the summer, but because it's a predominantly white sneaker and almost sort of has that sort of classic sort of simplistic look, you can sort of rock them sort of casual and smart casual. And I think if you're out and about, going out in the sort of summer at night, for example, I think this is a good sneaker to wear for sort of smart casual outfits. But I think you need to sort of cover up the angle collar with sort of chinos or something, just to kind of hide the bulkiness of the trainer. And you can go with red laces or black laces. I think sail would work well as well, and white comes with it. So final thoughts, I love the OG Chicago colour blocking in this one as well. It's really cool, and it's another one of those classics, but not a must-have Jordan. And these have great materials as well. They're not like amazing, but basically they've done it justice for a GR. And these ones have really nice insoles as well, so I like the fact that they've kind of made them sort of more comfortable than a sort of standard GR pair. In terms of cons, I think the cost on these, again, just being too high. And I know it's one of those sort of silhouettes that's been sort of remastered, I guess, but still the price is too high. And in my opinion, I don't like the thick ankle collar. I think that makes it look really sort of bulky and almost sort of moon boot vibes. I think when you sort of go for the lower version of these, they just look much better on feet, in my opinion. And I think you can sort of rock them more sort of smart casual and almost sort of wear them as shoes, whilst this version feels like a boot, but at the same time it's not. And it's a weird one. It doesn't quite work, in my opinion, as a sort of high. And I think the Jordan 2, especially in the high cut, isn't for everyone, so I think people sort of shy away from this. And I think also they have a heavy sole as well, so compared to, say, a Jordan 1 and a Jordan 3, I think the sole is slightly heavy on the heavier side. So with the ratings, I give the look of style and this a 4 out of 5. I think, again, it's a Chicago colorway, but with the Jordan 2, I don't think it's as great as some of the other Jordan silhouettes, so in my opinion I'm going to give it a 4. And also, like I said, this high cut, it doesn't look that nice in general, so when you're kind of wearing it on foot, it looks okay, but you have to have the right kind of outfit to make it work. And I'd say they're comfortable. They are on the firm side, I'll give it that, and they do feel sort of quite heavy, but I feel there's more sort of comfort around your foot because of the insole and because of the midsole being slightly better in tech than a Jordan 1. And it sits sort of somewhere in between a Jordan 1 and a Jordan 3, which is obviously Jordan 2. And the quality, I give that a 5. I think the insole and the storytelling and the presentation of the sneaker, and you know, the little leaflet and things like that, and having the original box just makes that, you know, more worthwhile. And the pricing, I think they're priced a little bit too high, as I sort of said earlier, and for that reason I give it a 4. And overall, I think with these, I give them a 4 out of 5. I think it's one of those sort of sneakers that it's a very Marmite, and I kind of respect the fact that it's part of the Jordan, iconic silhouettes. However, for me, it's a bit lower than some of the other ones that are out there at the moment.